I wish I could tell you that the reason I was able to make it out of the gym was because I was like really passionate about changing people's lives, and I loved fitness, and I loved my clients' faces when they would light up and they'd step on the scale and they'd lose weight and they'd be able to fit in their high school clothes again. It was none of that. It was just the sheer anger that I had at the idea of being wrong and having the people back home be right about everything. And I still can barely tolerate it.
Bro.
Now that ball was rolling, now you got that.
Oh my god. He got one fin for infinity.
I can't even say nothing.
He got one fin for infinity.
Yo, you guys are
We got a foul. We got an. Oh my god. We got an.
Yo, hey, that's fine.
You got 1 point. You got one though. You got one. You got one. Are you average? You're probably gonna say no. If you're watching something like this, chances are you're not average. But if you're not average, then why let average people have connotations on you? And what I mean by that is, why let them dictate your life? I'm going to put a David Goggins clip here, and I'm going to talk about that in a second.
I love what you talked about when you ran the marathon. You realized how much you were leaving on the table. Because that is, I think the unfulfilled potential is the story of most people's lives.
It is. And it could have been the story of mine. And I tell a lot of people go, what's your biggest fear in life? And my biggest fear, honestly, was, let's say this. Let's say, I don't care if you believe in God or not. I don't care. So let's just play a game with me. Let's say you're God. And we have a big fucking long line of people. And I made it to heaven. I'm 75 years old. I'm 300 pounds. I made it to heaven. I worked for Ecolab my entire life, spraying for cockroaches. That's what I did. But I'm dead. I'm in heaven now. And you're judging us all now. So we're in line. We're all sitting there in line. You have Adam Brown. He has a big board up, and you're talking to Adam Brown about his life. And you rip it down, and I'm next in line, David Goggins. I see my name, and I see all this shit, and God goes, hey, you say, read this, man. And I'm reading this list, and I'm seeing 182 pounds, Navy SEAL, Ranger School, motivational speaker, changing lives. Okay, man, pull-up record, all this shit. And I'm like, that's not me, man. And God looks at me and says, that's who you were supposed to be. And my biggest fear, I visualize some crazy shit. My biggest fear is that one day I'm going to reach a judgment of my life. Something's going to judge me for what the fuck I was supposed to be in life. And what I want now is that whoever's judged me up there, I want them to have a board and them up there right now getting their pen out. Because, this person who judges you is supposed to know everything. Supposed to know from the time you're dead to the time you're, time you're born, time you're dead. I want this person to be up there to be like this, up there writing more about me, saying, fuck, I know you could do that. I know you can do that. So I want to impress whatever the fuck is up there, whatever's going on in life. I want to go up there and not have anything left on the table. I want to drain my soul of every fucking bit of person I am.
Imagine, I'm going to reiterate it. Imagine you do die, and it's not about religion or whether what you believe in or anything. When you die, there is your name, and you literally see a list of all these things, and you're like, what the hell? It's my name, but none of these are my achievements. None of these are anything that I've done in this life. And then I guess God in that sense would be like, yeah, but this was supposed to be you. This was supposed to be you. All of the things you did, changing lives, helping people, donating, all this, entrepreneur, billionaire, even, right? All of these statistics and achievements were supposed to be you, but they never were. Because you decided to be average. You chose the life of averageness. And that is something that I think about daily. I cannot live with that. I cannot live with the fact that I have all of these stuff I'm supposed to achieve in this life. I die, and then it just wasn't the life I was supposed to live. Imagine destiny swapping with yourself. Like, you're supposed to live this life, but because of your actions, you never got to live it. So now you're just gonna go to hell. Imagine. You're like, damn, bro. Damn. I should have done this. I should have done that. Like, you're dead. It's too late. But using that as a baseline, I think this also ties into being somewhat selfish. And let's search up the definition of selfish really quick. Selfishness, and being selfish refers to an excessive or exclusive concern with one's own welfare, advantage, or pleasure, disregarding the needs, rights, or feelings of others. It describes actions motivated solely by self-interest, often described as self-centered and narcissistic or egotistic. That's what being selfish is. Now, nobody wants those traits, right? Nobody wants to be egotistic, narcissistic, only self-interested, But as a society as a whole, due to the pandering of the average, being selfish has lost its connotation, I feel. For example, if all my friends are going to a party or something, and I'm here making a video or I'm editing, and if I say I'm specifically doing that, I don't want to go to the party because I'm doing something for me, for myself, it's seen as selfish. And of course, I'm not talking about money or that kind of stuff, about like that kind of economic side of it, because selfishness is bred in economicness, in the economy. I would articulate that better. Like pretty much everything to do with money, it's selfish, blah, blah, blah. But I'm talking about things with people specifically without, there's always going to be a reward and an outcome and a this and a that, but I'm talking specifically about like that kind of situation. And it's like, okay, yeah, call me selfish then. Call me selfish for trying to take action in my life and trying to achieve what I want to achieve and do what I want to do so I can live a lavish life in the future, albeit what I'm already living, right? I own a BMW that is worth almost $500,000. So I'm already in the higher end. And again, bringing up the average point, the average person does not have an almost $500,000 car, and the average person has a recessed jaw. The average person works a 9 to 5. I don't work a 9 to 5. Maybe that's something to be proud of. Maybe that's not something to be proud of. I don't care really. But back onto my point of in terms of selfishness, you have to do things for yourself sometimes, as long as it's benefiting you in a way that is true to your passion, to your career, to your, being and purpose as a whole. I need to do things for myself, and it's even like in high school, and your boys are gonna go to the freaking library for lunch, and you're like, no, I kind of want to just go to the gym. I don't want to sit with you guys and talk about freaking the next Fortnite update. I don't want to sit with you guys and talk about the next freaking Oilers game or whatever, right? If you're doing something specifically that you need to do, you're bettering yourself in, and the people around you can't comprehend, then it's not being selfish. Those type of minuscule like examples that I gave about, I gave both of them are about the gym, because it's self-improvement, right? If you're being selfish for self-improvement, that is also, people will say, oh my gosh, self-improvement, self-centered. No, you just won't understand because you're average. So the whole point about the whole thing about you need to be more selfish in this little talk I want to give is you really need to take control of your life and not pander to other people. You need to live more selfishly, like live selfishly, like do things for you. Don't stay home and eat a bunch of Cheetos when somebody invites you out, Don't do that, right? You need to really think about like, okay, why am I actively choosing to be quote unquote more selfish? And people, you just call it investing in yourself, but people call it being selfish. So that's why I'm trying to say, like, yes, be a little bit more selfish. Do what you need to do. That's the whole point of being more selfish. It's for you. You only have one life. You need to do what you need to do despite other people. You're not supposed to live, quote unquote, for other people in areas where you need to grow. Eventually, like, of course, we're all gonna, of course, you need connections and this and that with humans, right? But you need to become a version of yourself that you're actually proud of and that you need to achieve as well. And if other people are getting in the way of that, you will always have whatever. You will mostly always have time to have connections and have this and that, what you want to do with this and that other people. But you won't always have the time to improve yourself and get to a point where you can always have that time with other people, right? It's it's literally the ultimate delayed gratification. But this really ties into being average, because the average person will people please to the millennia, to the moon and back. The average person will people please, and it's just not healthy. I've never been average, so I don't exactly know why someone would be average. Because if you're average, you're actively choosing to be. But I'll talk about this. Look at social media. My social media is pretty much just Bentleys and Corvettes and Bali and money and power and status and gold and suits and Kuwait and Dubai, and it's all of that. It's all of this status, money and status and power. That's my feed. And even when it's not that, it's a 15-year-old kid telling me how I can make an auto AI B-roll into transfer clip into a 3 million subscriber view video to get freaking 4K a month and get a, this and that, It goes from the lowest standard, the lowest monetary thing, such as getting like 1K a month, to like private jets and Bali and Dubai and Bugattis and Bentleys and Corvettes and, that kind of stuff. So I'm seeing the whole spectrum. I'm seeing the least to the biggest, you know what I mean, of, status, wealth, etc. And we do have to realize that all of that stuff is overinflated. Even if you're not making whatever 1K a month at the lowest level, $500 a month, whatever, that's in terms of self-improvement average, or I would say like global average, but there's a specific niche of average that I'm trying to attune my words to. It's not the average of the world, because it's the average of the world, but it's not the average of the world, because the average person is making money, the average person is working 9 to 5, but I'm trying to include the younger and the older. I'm trying to include like age, like maybe 13 to age maybe like 30, 40. A lot of people like in that range. You would assume more people are working 9 to 5 than not, but the average I'm trying to speak to here is the average that is with the thought process of self-improvement. The average person is not in that type of space, that type of mind frame of self-improvement, and the way of making money from self-improvement. So my point here is that if you are on self-improvement like me, and you have the feed of, a person on self-improvement, you will see extremeness on the aspects of body, mind, articulation, money, status, wealth, relationships, etc. It's important to note that is way far above average. Of course, no average person has a private jet. No average person is traveling to Bali. But the average person not even thinking about what they can do to get to that point, to get to 1K a month. The average is not thinking about that. The average person, again, has a recessed jaw, has no money, no bank account, this and that. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They're living their life through a lens, and they're not actually in their body with the soul living their life. So I just wanted to make this video about, why do you choose to be average? Because I know damn sure I'm not average. I don't have a double chin. I don't have a freaking broken piece of crap car. I don't have people, I have people around me that are retarded, but my main people around me, my mains, my boys, they're not average. They're extremely intelligent. They're hyper intelligent. So why do you choose to stay average, to be average? Because in reality, you are watching this, you're not choosing to be average, but you're choosing to stay average. You need to gain more in this life. And you can call me materialistic for mentioning some certain stuff that I have. You can call me materialistic for saying you need this, you need that, but average isn't just monetary, even though that it's kind of a big part of it. But I'm only worried about the freedom of being that rich, right? Because I want to be free, right? So the freedom that comes with the money. But other than that, like you need to be above average in your body, you need to be above average in your mind, you need to be et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so we've been conditioned to just accept it as is, right? And have that kind of acceptance where it's like, okay, I just got to do this and do that and do this and that, and follow the same thing day by day by day in a cycle. And that's what average people do. But if you're already thinking about that and how it's not working for you, how it's not ever going to work for you, how you need to be financially free, then you're already not thinking average. You're thinking above average. So why not apply that? And I'm not talking about like you got to have an in-depth understanding. Like you can't just be like, "Oh, I wish I was a little bit richer." Like, bro, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that take in depth and learn about how to make the income necessary for financial freedom. If you are thinking of something and you are hyper intelligent, if you're thinking of something and you're above average, you're already applying yourself to that thing. Let's say I wasn't freaking anything with money or self improvement or anything. I was thinking, I want to go to the gym. Or actually, someone actually starting out would be like, oh, I want to lose weight, or I want to look bigger. The average is just going to make a thing for next month, Monday. Okay, let's go to the gym on this day. The hyper intelligent would go to the gym tomorrow. And it's not about putting yourself out there. It's not about anxiety. It's not about anything like that. It's just the fact that if you're thinking of it, you're going to go do it. And if you don't go do it, then you are not even in self-improvement. You're just in like the mental masturbation of just thinking. And biologically we get the feeling of achievement when we think about it in a certain way. And when we tell people about it, we also get that feeling of achievement. And that's just not it stuns some people because they feel like they've achieved it. Like, okay, I'll go to the gym on Monday next month, and then it gets to that day and they're like, oh, maybe not today, maybe next Monday, and the next Monday comes and it's an infinite loop of delay. And not the good type of delay. So once you start thinking above average, and you will start applying above average, and once you start applying things above average, you will actually be above average in totality compared. And I mean, I say compared, but we really shouldn't, because again, all of that stuff on social media is comparison. And it's not good. So you need to stop being average. You need to come up and find a way. I'm not going to tell you which way. I don't know if it's your body, your mind, your spirituality, your wealth, your status, your charisma. I don't know what it is for you, but you need to not be average in it. Like, everyone's gonna have something that they're not gonna be able to max out, a stat that they're not gonna be able to max out, But it's important that we try every single one, because the ultimate decision is that if we don't try, we will never be, and quote unquote. I'm surrounded by so many average S-word people, man. Like, it makes you want to throw up. There's people that work with me that are like double my age, right? And we are working at the same job. And it's like, this is not something that you should be here, man. This is for people like me. This is not for people like you. This is something that I'm going to start with, and in the most minimal amount of time, I'm going to end. But for you, it's your entire life, and you're double my age. Like, I can't even, that just blows my mind. I could never envision that in that ever being me, right? And that person, I don't even have a proper grasp of the world in terms of true average, because I don't even know if that's average or not. But it seems to be. Clearly, it seems to be some type of averageness, because so many people double my age are working the same thing as me, are doing the same thing as me in stuff that I lack. Like, I lack having a really good job right now. Why are you double my age working with me? That's something that's something I am definitely going to improve on in the near future. That has been your life longer than I've been alive. That's disgusting. That's deplorable. And it's like, I have a jaw. You can't see it in the camera, obviously, but in real life, you can physically see outward growth of my face. Even more, I know this is for sure, the average people do not have a jaw. They don't have a jaw. They have 3 chins, 2 chins, 3 chins, and they don't have a jaw. And I'm thinking like, damn, what happened to you? But it's not just them, it's billions of people. And it's like I, it just shows me who you are. Like, like biologically it shows, and unconsciously it shows. Like, it just shows that what are you doing, right? I'm not saying I'm the freaking I have the most bone mass in the world in my job, but I'm saying you can definitely do things that result in a better you. And some of the things are so basic, like going to the gym and getting a better body, and in turn losing, let's just say here, losing fat. If you aren't losing fat and you're fat, and you aren't losing fat, what are you doing? I don't have that issue because I've never been fat. I never will be fat, and I will never need to lose weight. So like, I see a freaking troglodyte, huge mega chud person, and I'm just like, you're disgusting. You're deplorable. It's never been easier. Do a jumping jack in your room. Do a singular jumping jack. You can't even do that. You are average, and I guess I could talk money wise, like monetarily. Like people tell me like, oh, I'm broke. Oh, this, I only got like $1 to my name. Look at my bank account. Like, why are you actively like? Where is the shame culture? Where is the what is it called? The grace. Where is the? It starts with S. The way you take with yourself. The way that you. I forget the word. Anyways, like, you should not be telling me you have $1 in your bank account. Like, it's not cool to be broke. It's not cool to be broke at all. I don't want to see you open your freaking, I don't know what the hell you use, freaking goddamn TD app, and open to freaking $5. I don't want to see that shit, man. Like, you want me to feel sorry for you? Like, of course I can have some empathy and be like, oh, this had circumstances, but like, and like, wow, oh, this rich kid's on this YouTube talking about this, that, and he's never had to work for anything, he's at blah, 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 blah. He doesn't know what it's like. And I'm just like, okay, but why like flaunt around that you're broke? Like, what kind of, that's like negative status, right? Don't openly do that. Where is your grace procedure? Like, how you conduct yourself? Like, the average people think being broke is cool. And they get mad at rich people. And, fair enough. You can get mad at the elitist rich people, that's fair enough. You want to tax the elitist rich? Sure, go ahead. Be my guest. But don't come after me because I have almost a $500,000 BMW. Don't come after me. Just because you can't get the reins of, your freaking monetary value, don't come after me. And don't shit on me. Don't get mad at me that I have whatever, this and that with money. Because because it's not like I get what is that going to do for you? Because for me, it's like an ego boost. It's like, damn, nigga, you're poor. I'm richer than you. But I'm not. I don't even think of it like that. But if you're trying to disrespect me in that way, it just boosts me up, because it's like, you're getting mad at me because I have something that you don't have. I can do things you can't. Because of what I have in the wealth. Like that, am I supposed to be upset with you for that? Like, I don't get it, man. Just whatever. I guess get mad at me because I'm rich. Ugh, whatever. But, and I'm not even rich. I'm not rich at all. And it's not like having a $500,000 BMW is the richest thing in the world. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying I'm not satisfied enough. Okay, I'm not saying that, oh, I'm freaking epitome of Dubai Arab richness. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm not even started yet. I haven't even started. So you can imagine what I'm going to gain in my future, right? I went on a little tangent about the money there, but it's all those factors. Like, it could be looks, money, this, that. It just ultimately boils down to simple acts you do for yourself. If you're not on self-improvement, you will look worse, and you will have a worse life, and you will be average. And if you are average, you will when you die and you see your name and you see all these things on your name, you're going to be pissed off. You're going to be in hell pissed off, because you're going to be like, damn, I could have done all this. And I say hell specifically. You see how David Goggins, he said heaven. I say hell because you're going to hell. You're going to hell. Let's face the facts here. Not me though. Y'all stay safe. But you start noticing the people around you, and then you're like, holy shit, these people are deplorable, disgusting, treacherous. They're not people that even like. They want to talk to me, and they want to talk to me. Like, you're deplorable. Like, it's not about particularly status and my placing above these people. It's not that at all. It's just you didn't even try at life. You were given this gift. You were created. You were born. Actually, they were born. I was created. Everyone else, they were born. But you were born and you grew and you had all of this stuff in your life. And yet you don't have one notable experience you could tell me that's actually changed your life. You don't have anything to do with your body or with money. You don't have even a way to get yourself to work. You know, you don't even have a car. And you're like 30. And it's like, what were you doing in your life? What have you done? Why are you alive? What purpose do you serve? Who do you call at night? Like, you've been single for like 15 years, for like 10 years. You don't have enough money to make it home tonight in an Uber. You have 3 chins. Your parents don't call you. Why are you alive? Like, what is your purpose of existing on this earth? That is average. That is the average. And it's like, I never started there. I never started there at all. But I couldn't, and maybe that's why I could never imagine myself at that level. It's just something I've been thinking about recently, is all. But I want to make this video to help you understand that if you are understanding the things that I say and are actively thinking about your future and what you can do to achieve what you want, then you're not average. Great. That's step 0. Good job. You're not thinking like an average human. And that's great. That's such a good thing. So let's take steps and actions so that we can conquer that, averageness that we are truly living in right now, in our own bodies that we are living. Let's conquer that and become non-average. Let's become above average. How about that? And once we do that, we will start actually living life with a purpose, enjoying life, having the things we want and need. It's truly that simple. And, I could speak to this guy, I could speak to this guy about this, that, and this way, but I'd rather just give a general consensus here on the interwebs, so that you live for a reason, and you need to figure out that reason before you end up 30 years old, working at a freaking crappy-ass job, wondering where life went wrong. There's so much in this world to conquer, to grasp, to carry, to hold, to have. And we won't be able to have that if we don't take the steps to become above average, But I hope you learned something from this. I hope this instilled some type of motivation in you, some type of ability to be like, recognize yourself and be like, damn, I really don't want to be average anymore. I don't want to be average in this area anymore. Because I'm damn sure I'm average in some areas, specific areas. Like, for example, I would go as far as to say I'm even below average in articulation. You know what I mean? Like, it's things we have to work on as human beings, as people. But the more traits that we get above average in, the more we can ultimately define ourselves as a total as above average. And that is, a really good thing. Because it's so easy to beat the average. Like, did you know only 11% of the population actually goes to the gym? So boom, you go to the gym today right now, you're above average. You eat a steak today instead of freaking, I don't know, goddamn McDonald's, Goyslop, you eat a steak or something, you're above average. You talk to more than 2 people today, you're above average. You give your mom a hug, you're above average. You don't play a game, you're above average. You go outside when you don't have to at all, you're above average. Like what I did, I went outside, I just played on the turf a little bit, you're above average. Like, there's so many ways you could be above average, and all of them are good for you. Everything above average is good for you. And it's like every average person is doing the things that would make them worse, so it's so easy to be above average. And I kind of might go into stages and shifting my mindset of the average. Like, okay, I don't know if this is healthy, but like the average person makes $5K a month. I make $5K a month. The average person makes 100K a month. I make 100K a month. The average person wrote this book and sold 1 million copies. I write the books and 1 million copies. The average person moves to Bali and makes 500K a month. I moved to Bali and make 500K a month with my little friends in a group in our little content house. The average person owns a private jet. I own a private. Like, I don't know if it's more healthy. I'm just thinking out loud here, but I don't know if it's more healthy to keep moving the bar in stages and averageness, or should I just look at it as a whole and be like, I'm already above average technically, so that's good. Will it give myself the intrinsic motivation if I keep moving the bar? Or will I be stunted by the things I already have and be like, I'm already above average, blah, and it will delay me and it will and I'll have less motivation, you know? Either way, I still know what I need to do and that I need to become above average in more things. So, I guess moving the bar would be a better thing for me right now. half a million car, next up a million car, you know? That kind of thing. But yeah, in this world, it's so easy to be already above average. Once you're already above average, you would need to keep going and keep moving the bar. And maybe sometimes you can look back while you're moving the bar, keep getting 500K, 1 mil, 2 mil, 7 mil. And while you keep on doing that, you keep looking back and being like, I'm above average, I'm above average, I'm above average, I'm good, I'm doing things that people are not doing, I'm helping people, I'm saving the world, this, that. For you, I hope this instills some type of like way, ability, something to, change your brain chemistry into stop being a sludge, stop being a slob, stop being a freaking chud, and go out and conquer this universe, bro, because you're gonna end up on that thing and you're gonna look at your name and you're gonna be like, damn, I should have did that, I should have did that. That's your life has been taken from you because of you. Your own life has been taken from you because of yourself. You self-sabotaged so hard that you lived a life you weren't even supposed to live. Just imagine for a second the thought of that. I'd be suffering in the land of the souls. I'll just be like, damn, I really freaking fricked it. I'm messed up, but the good thing is now I'm here to tell you that you can do those things and become the person you were always meant to be. You could be that content creator, you could be that freaking builder, you could be anything. You can be what you are supposed to be. You just have to figure it out first and then apply yourself to it constantly, non-stop. Make sure to like and subscribe so you can be above average. And yeah, it would really help me reach more people and help me change the world one word at a time, one video at a time, one message at a time. And that's my ultimate goal. I mean, if I make more people above average, the bar is going to be raised, and then more people will have to compete and become above average, and it'll get to a point where there's so, like, you know what I mean? It'll just keep stacking. But that's a good thing for me. It makes me smile because, like, that's people improving themselves, and I could do nothing more for this world than to give people the opportunity to understand that they can improve themselves to a degree, and where it becomes almost like a competition between their peers. Like, I'll get into that later in another video, but for now, don't be a freaking S-word human. Get rich. Don't die quick, and don't take shit from nobody that's already below you. Shout out my freaking broken ring finger. But peace, guys. Peace.